Change the title too. I'll change it later. All right, house number 3. We are live. Yeah, it's been a while since I said that. Continue, Laura.
I know. I had to listen to look at Christina's name again. It says Suma Kane.
Summer came, baby. Summer came.
Mm.
Summer Kane. That's the southern. That's the southern of her.
I'm
Anyway,
feeling very
we were
graceful,
talking
feeling
about
like somebody
TV
auntie
show.
right now. Yeah.
What happened? We were talking about summer.
Pepe Le
Oh, see,
Pew.
mess me up. We were talking about we
Pepe
were
Le
talking
Pew.
about TV and
Rape culture.
everything. The, so let's talk about it. Like I was saying, I was just saying, you could put what I don't care what shows come on TV. It is your choice as a parent, as a guardian, to decide if you want to let your kids watch it or watch it. And you don't have to protest and stop everybody else from watching it. It is your personal choice. You could say, you know what? I don't think this just like a movie. The movie says rated R. You sit there and say, you see the movie, my kids can't watch it. You see the movie, say, it had a little sex scene, but I could cover my kids' eyes. They could watch it because it's just a little. You get what I'm saying? It's your choice. People sit here and they want to parent other people's kids. You cannot tell people how to parent other people's kids. Like you can't. So I don't see nothing wrong with any show. I don't see nothing wrong with Pepe Le Pew. I don't feel like he did rape culture because I don't know if you remember that case that happened not too long. It was in Harlem where the guy, the young kids, they were young. They didn't grow up on Pepe. They was young, and what happened? They asked the girl. They was trying to one of them. They was trying to bag the girl. She was going to the liquor store. And she said no, and like a 3-year-old, they threw a
Oh
tantrum and they
yeah,
beat on her.
yeah. I heard about
They
that.
ain't grow up on no Pepe Le Pew. They ain't know nothing about no Pepe. Okay? Them and Pepe wasn't friends. So this is my point. It has one has nothing to do with the other. Kids can see things. You, as a parent, it's what you instill in them. You tell them rape is bad. A lot of times, children are influenced by the fact that they don't have other siblings, that their parents cater to all their needs. Like you ever see? I was watching a TikTok the other day, and a kid, there was a white girl and a black guy, and they were in a relationship, and she was like teaching my black boyfriend how to talk to something, but she said, "Oh, when your mother tells you to go do the dishes, what are you saying?" And he was like, "I say, okay, ma'am." And she was like, "No, you go to your room and you yell. You do, you know." And I mean, he's sitting there. You don't know about death. Like he's really because we're raised differently. So it's your kids are raised different culturally. Your kids are raised differently. It depending on religion, ethnicity. All these things make people raised differently. We have different rules that we know other ethnicities don't follow. Right? It's like cooking. So you don't know what you're gonna. I feel like you cannot tell people how to raise the kid, and I feel like I don't think nothing wrong with Pepe Le Pew. I don't see nothing wrong with the Road Runner. I thought he taught people how to be smart because he was always getting away from that guy. The was the coyote, right?
Yeah.
And we watched all this. This shit was funny. We didn't go around and try to shoot people with the crazy because we knew the guns didn't shake like that. I feel like the younger generation, because y'all didn't have them common sense things, that's why a lot of y'all lack common sense. I'm just saying.
Yo, that shit's.
I
They said they
disagree.
get rid of Pepe Le Pew. They got rid of Dr.
I disagree.
Seuss books.
No, they didn't get rid of it. Dr. Seuss themselves,
Yo,
Dr. Seuss themselves pulled the books because they saw it to be an issue.
Dr. Seuss is
Didn't
not alive.
the people who are in control of his estate, Laura? Since you want to, the people who are in control of his
Cause you know
estate
he not alive.
decided decided to
That's because
pull
it's
the
too much
books
babies. It's probably the
because
babies.
because of what
It's because too
happened
many
and
babies.
because what do you mean because it's too many babies, Laura?
Because of the babies.
What that mean?
Because of the babies. The babies are crying.
No,
What?
people use babies as an excuse, I feel like.
I'm using
But
term in
but
a
but
derogatory manner.
but I do believe, the Pepe Le Pew thing,
I did not.
it is what it is. Like
listen,
I didn't grow up on them. I was more
Know
so
what
of
you
a
listen.
Disney Channel. I did watch Cartoon Network. However, it was mainly Codename Kids Next Door, Ed, Ed and Eddie, that sort of shit. So,
yeah.
Why they didn't cancel South
yeah.
Park? South Park is the one that need to cancel. That shit been
However, it is
disrespectful
on Comedy
from the gate.
Central. However, South Park is on Comedy Central, and it also has a disclaimer in the beginning of the show. So, with that being said,
Now.
South Park is in its own respectable place. I don't know.
Now.
Like, if you
Yeah,
turn
but
to that
still.
station, you know what
So
to
you gonna
expect.
get. So they got rid of Pepe Le Pew. They gotta get rid of Johnny Bravo. They
Okay.
gotta get rid of Johnny Bravo, and Johnny Bravo always get his ass whooped.
Yeah. But
He's
Johnny
been a
Bravo,
perv. He's been a
Johnny
perv from the
Bravo
gate.
didn't take it to the extent that Pepe Le Pew did.
That's
Pepe
Johnny
Le
Bravo
Pew,
does.
Johnny
no,
Bravo's a perv.
Pepe Le Pew would
That nigga,
kiss on these skunks without their permission. Like
nigga, Johnny Bravo
was,
jumps into a woman's bathroom, washroom. You know how you know when the girls do sports and all that, and the YMCA. He goes into the women's locker room with a little fucking smile. He gets his ass whooped, but he still does it.
he gets his ass whooped. Letting
He
people
still
know
does
that
it.
letting people know that Johnny Bravo should not be in the girl's bathroom trying to flirt. You know,
All
like
right,
at the end
and
of the day, there
Pepe
was
Le
some
Pepe
Pew
Le Pew
there was
never won.
listen, there
Pepe
was
Le Pew
an
never
extent
won.
to it.
He always grabs the cat. He always tries to kiss on her and everything, but he never wins her. She always dips on the nigga.
And it's never a
She
skunk.
always
It's
gets
always
away.
somebody they painted themselves as a skunk. He thinks it's a skunk, and he goes, "Hey," and he just trying to be romantic, and he get dubbed. And it's teaching the
Yo,
kids that even when you get dubbed, try again because
Girl,
you're not
I'm
ugly.
done. I'm hollering. I am hollering,
yo,
girl. I'm
Family
hollering.
Guy. There's an episode of Family Guy where one of the girls drinks a roofie and passes out, and Quagmire comes around, throws her on his shoulder, and walks off. That Family Guy is still around, but
But
y'all niggas
again,
cancel
Family
Pepe Le
Guy.
Pew.
No, but that's the thing because those shows like Family Guy and South Park are adult centered films. Like those are adult
Yeah.
centered shows, so
Yeah,
those are
but
going to
that's
be a
how they
little
are
bit more
now. When they
different.
initially,
They're going to be a little bit more different than your average TV shows that's being broadcasted to your children. Like those are two different
this is what I'm
shows
trying to explain to you.
with two different dynamics.
But this is what
All
I'm
right,
trying to
it's
explain
easier
to
to
you.
find Family Guy Quagmire than it is to find Pepe Le Pew.
Because
Exactly.
Pepe Le Pew was
And
on
you
a
know,
whole kids network and Quagmire wasn't.
I'll just say they did too much, especially when they sat there and they try to cancel Eminem because of the song with him and Rihanna, Monsters. Yeah, they try to
Why?
cancel Eminem because um he's emotionally abusive and um he's a what is it when he emotionally abused the girls and then he plays victim, like I'm gonna kill myself if you leave and type shit. Like they say
Yeah.
all that. And I'm like,
So
what?
you mean
No, I got my phone.
Monster or that
Hold
song
on,
just
give me one
gonna
second, cause Swan calling me.
stand
Hold on.
there. Okay.
I'm not what song you're talking about. I'm not sure what song you're talking about.
He was talking about the Rihanna and Eminem song. I'm trying to think, like, is it Monster or the just gonna stand there and watch me burn?
I think that song is
Well,
called
that's
Monster.
all. No, it's not. Girl, no, it's
What's
not.
that?
No,
I
it's
don't know. I
not.
thought that song was called Monster.
Monster is that I'm friends with the monster that's under
Oh,
my bed. Get
okay.
along with I'm trying to. Oh, Boo Boo had to leave. Oh, someone to call them, but oh, there you go, right there. Oh, never mind.
But Joey came in there. By the way, you said it.
But yeah, I don't know.
Give me
Pepe
some
Le
more rice
Pew.
before that tapping it off.
I just think Pepe Le Pew, that was a kids show that should not have
Where's my
been
barbecue
on
sauce?
television for children. Because if y'all gonna show that type of energy to LGBT friendly shows, then Pepe Le Pew should be treated no differently. It should not be treated any
I don't
differently.
see any
So
problem with any shows. But that's like I said, I just feel like nobody should be telling you how to parent. That is
How to
your
parent.
job,
And that's true
not
too.
everybody else.
That's true.
But that,
You know, it's up to you to
that's where all that
decide
comes
whether
from
you
is
want.
other people wanting to tell you how to parent. It's up to people
Yeah.
trying to tell other people to parent.
Yeah. And
Because
that I
I
feel like
want you to
that's
watch. I don't want my kids.
to
Uh,
watch anything like that. No, I feel you. And I feel like that's hands down all across the board, Pepe Le
that's the
Pew,
problem.
Dr.
That's what they are. They're
Seuss,
sitting here. Well,
everybody.
yeah, I don't want. And that's what I said. Like, I'm not sitting here. I'm not telling you how to raise your children. If you want to let your children watch certain things, look at the
Yeah.
Flintstones. Bam, 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 banged on everything. Does that mean your kids shouldn't watch it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
because they damn sure if your child was anything like me anyway,
they
after
was
watching the
banging on everything.
Flintstones, you get the banging on every goddamn thing. So
Is my point. Because
yeah.
bang, bam, bam, bam did it. Bam, bam, bam. Then they started making him banging on things to save people, to make it better. Like,
Yeah. You right.
like,
You
come
damn
on.
sure right. You damn sure right.
He always now he had to bang this to save Pebbles. Come on, guy with all that.
Yeah.
They was a couple from babies. Now that was what does that explain? You that's teaching us we gotta be in relationships as soon as
No,
we're babies.
it does teach them, however, that there is a standard, there's a standard way of living that man and female, even at birth, even as children, you know. There there was there was
That's
there
what I
was
said.
things there was things in there that, somebody who obviously, I wouldn't necessarily say agree with, but it's if it's not an issue to them, then that's obviously not going to be
Listen, I
pointed
watch.
out.
I don't know if you've ever watched the show Sisters.
No, I've seen Sister
It's on
Sister.
BET. No,
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 but I
the
heard
show
about it.
Sisters.
I heard about
Okay,
it. I heard about it,
so I
girl.
watched a couple of episodes. I'm not gonna say I watched a lot of it, but I watched a couple of episodes.
Hmm.
And in one of the episodes, the first couple of episodes, one of I actually thought it was about sisters, but they're actually just friends. But anyway, so in the couple episodes, the first one of the friends met a guy,
Hmm.
and when she met him, they flirted. Whatever, however it happened, they ended up flirting, exchanging. They land a date and they go on a date. They went on one date and they met for lunch or whatever they met for. And he I guess I want to say I don't want to call the guy transgender. I want to say that he was gay. I want to say that he had girlish behavior, but I don't want to say transgender. I'm not sure how he identified, and he didn't
Yeah.
specify.
Okay.
But
That's
whatever. So
fair.
they ran into one of his friends. He kissed the guy on the lips.
Mm.
He kissed the guy on the lips. The guy that she was on a date with. So she was like,
Hmm.
oh he. So she left because she just knew he was gay. Then um he landed up explaining they landed up however getting back up together and he explained he's not gay. He grew up with two his he grew up in he was adopted and he was adopted by two men. So that's how
Mm.
he grew up with. So she decides she's gonna have sex with him or whatever. She wants to and then they start getting freaky, they kissing or whatever. They go in the room, he got on like drawers that got like the back door open.
Hmm.
So she was like so she was shocked. So she just let him kiss her cookies or whatever. But her reaction was like, "Oh, he gotta be gay. Like there's something wrong." But I think it's that she felt he was just too much more than she's used to. Because like you said, we're taught gender roles. A man is not supposed to wear this. Instead of talking to
Yeah.
him and finding out why he was wearing that.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's the issue I have with Tyler Perry.
no, but I don't have an issue with it because that's reality.
Yeah, true, but Tyler
Every
Perry
woman is
is
not gonna be comfortable with that.
very,
If
very,
you
very gay driven in a lot of his things. And I'm just like, at this point, bro, if you trying to say something, say it. That's just how I feel. Tyler Perry always have the sexiest men in his shows. Like they always shirt. Like God damn it, Tyler. Like if you try to say something, say it then, bitch. Say it.
He know it's gonna bring the women out.
That too, and I feel like that's where his a lot of success come from. A lot of his success comes from women, like the whole Medea facade, that whole situation. You know, a lot of his movies are about women empowerment and women coming into their themselves and that
The
sort of
men's are
thing.
always cheating, and then it's the
Yeah,
same gimmick story
yeah,
everybody got. It's just that we
yeah.
actually get to see a whole black cast and not just
True,
a couple of
true.
black characters.
That too. You ever seen what is the name of that show? It's called it's a Tyler Perry show that used to come on Oprah Winfrey Network. It was called damn, what was the name of that show? Forever. No, it wasn't Forever or for Worse. It's some girl, I don't know. It was about the guy who was like some sort of politician. He was a white man. He was rich, and then Candy, played by Tatiana Stamper.
Nope.
She was like a prostitute hooker sort of situation. So you never saw it, okay? It's a good Tyler Perry show. Great Tyler Perry show, and I mentioned that because in the episode, Candy. She notices that the son. Okay, she notices that the son of the friend of the politician she was fucking with is gay. So like it was a whole thing about that. And then his mom finds out, like the guy, and it is played by a black man, and his mother, who is a black woman, she finds out. And like sis goes off. Like she does everything in the world. If I'm not mistaken, she tried to set her son up to go to jail. She tried to get him killed. Like it was so much shit going on with that family. I was just like, oh my
Oh,
god.
I think I seen something. Was the mother, was the son dating a white cop?
The mother had chunky cheeks, skinny woman, but
Mm.
she had chubby cheeks.
Yeah, and then she went to the police station. Was like the kid smacked her.
If I'm not mistaken, that could be the show. It could be. I'm not 100% certain,
Well, I
but
didn't know the name
yeah,
of the show. I was watching a TikTok and I seen something like that, and I was like, and then I went back and watched all the episodes they had provided, and I was like, okay.
yeah. But Tyler Perry, he's always involved with women and the gays. It's always about the women and the gays with him. Like,
Because that's what sells. He about his money. We got off topic
true.
with that because Boo Boo left us.
True. Yeah, we
What
got
are we
off
talking
topic
about
because
now?
you left. So as you all may know, David Schumann, how you Derek Chauvin. I'm sorry, Derek Chauvin has been guilty of all charges across the board. Um, I'm just gonna say I think it was. I didn't even have to watch this to like know that it was gonna be guilty all across the board. Like I think us being at home, being able to watch the incident, any blind man could see that he was guilty. You feel what I'm saying? However, there was a lot of doubt because, as you all know, Black and brown has not been favored in the courts. A lot of the times when things happen like this, they are acquitted or something to that extent. So I'm kind of just happy to see like some justice being taken. I'm glad to see that, justice has been served and hopefully we can continue this streak. Do I think it's going to continue? I don't. I do think that this was a trendy trial. This was a very trendy situation. Everybody knew about it. All eyes was on it. So I think in the best interest, they had to find him guilty of all charges. However, do I think this is going to continue as far as like getting justice for everybody? No, because all eyes is on this case in particular, you know? So that's how I feel about that. What about y'all?
Nah, he lost his case. You know when I realized he lost his case was when they went into details on everything, and you find out he threw George Floyd in the car and then took him back out. Once he took him back out, I'm like, yeah, he lost. It's over. There is
Mm-hmm.
no fighting that. Anything else, you know what? Anything else they could have fought and said anything could happen, this, that, reasonable doubt. But based off the fact that they threw him in the car and then took him out the car for no reason, yeah, he set himself up for that one. He set himself up for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I
So
watch
like you
all
said,
of it.
everybody's following this case.
Why is it an
Mhm.
echo? Do y'all hear that?
Like,
Y'all hear the echo?
hello? Oh, it's
I
Boo
hear
Boo.
you.
Um, so no, what I was saying with some men, one man, a couple of my coworkers were talking about this, and they said it, and I said it to them, and I'm gonna say it to you. Everybody, she was like, they were expressing me to me like, oh, hopefully they convict the other police officers that were involved in it. And I said, and I'm gonna stand by what I say. The problem with us as a whole in our community, and especially nowadays, everything is a like you said, it was in the public eye. Everybody was watching it, so they had to do something. And if we don't continue to make that a policy, then like I said, I stand by. Nobody's gonna care about whether the other cops get convicted of anything because nobody's talking about their trials. Nobody's paying attention to what's happening to them because everybody was focused on the one who killed him, which is granted, it's who they should have been focused on because he is the one that committed murder. The other ones made they're probably gonna get them out with poor decisions. They're not gonna hit them with no accomplices because they could have charged them as accomplices, which they didn't. You see what I'm saying? Because they were
True.
there and they did nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And that is where I said a lot of it. But like I said, as a whole, as minorities, we only focus on what everybody's paying attention to. And
Mm.
then when it goes when it's out, like I said, when it's out of the eye, nobody's stressing it. Nobody's saying anything. It's like, oh well, like right now, they're talking about, oh yeah, he got found guilty. Granted, I'm happy for that. But if they sentence him to 2 days, how many people are really paying attention to sentencing? The only people that pay attention to sentencing are people that are truly involved in the situation. As a whole, the community, we are whatever's vibing on Facebook, TikTok, and that's how it is. So we're talking about it because that's normally where we see it. Most of us don't watch the news anymore because I don't know the last time you see news, but I ain't watching the
Oh no,
news in
I
forever.
watch it. I stopped with social media and getting my news from social media. Now I'm just basically subscribed to like YouTube channels,
Hmm.
like CNN, MSNBC, even Fox. I kind of try. I gotta keep the options open and kind of gotta hear everybody and see what everybody has to say. So, what about you, Boo Boo? What you think about the incident?
Well, well, Laura said it's true. At the end of it all, there's one officer there that I'm like, I kind of feel for the nigga because it was his first day actually on the field. So it's like, he's there with these other people who got
Oh,
years
that's
of
sad.
experience. So he's gonna do whatever they tell him to do. I think he's the one
Hmm.
that actually testified against them. The Derek dude and all that. But this isn't the end of it. Like Laura said, this isn't the end of it. This doesn't mean that's it. Now we're gonna get all fairness and everything. Now the same way everybody was with him is the same way everybody got to be with every other incident.
Yeah, they have to still be on
But
top of it
people
if they
also,
need to be on top of it.
yeah. But people also need to understand at the end of it all, there is certain points that as fucked up as it is like with me with the 13-year-old. A lot of people don't agree with me when it comes to the 13-year-old that got shot. But I was the same way. You gonna kill a 13-year-old? That's fucked up. Bah, 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 bah. And then I watched the video. I forgot the dude's name on YouTube, and I watched his video for two
Your
hours.
mother
And
put
in
us
two
on to him.
hours,
I watched it too.
he broke down the scenario on everything. And following the cop that chased the 13-year-old, you see the gun on the 13-year-old, and he puts his body halfway behind some fence thing. So the cop already knows he has a gun. He knows he has a gun. Told him drop the gun. When the 13-year-old turned, he turned with his hands, not slowly. He didn't say, "All right, I threw the gun," and nothing. He just turned to him with his arm out. Cop thinking, listen, these guys already shot at someone. They're running. They're not trying to get caught. When he catches up to the kid, he's not going to sit there and wait till the kid shoots at him. So that I'm like, you know what? Being in that cop situation, as fucked up as it sounds, I probably would have did the same thing. The cop didn't empty the clip in him. He shot one time. Unfortunately, that one shot was all that was needed, but he shot one time. And the police is trained two shots. And we seen parts where cops empty their whole clip. He didn't empty a whole clip. He didn't shoot him two times. He popped him one time. Unfortunately, like I said, that's all it took. But I looking at it from that aspect, I understand it. And it's like it's fucked up, but that's what it is. That's the reality of it. At the end of it all, what we gotta look at is why was this 13-year-old out at 2 o'clock in the morning with a grown ass man shooting at things? Where was his parents?
But his parents went on TV and they didn't go on TV. That's what they were talking. They didn't go on TV and say, "Oh, my child is a saint." They ain't say none of that. That's why, to me, he's not getting any shine. Hello, y'all hear me?
Yeah, I had you on mute.
I don't hear none of y'all. Then
You could hear me now. I unmuted myself. But what I will say to that is, like thinking on it instead of just, I guess, saying what I think about it.
reacting.
I do hear y'all. And I think that this furthermore proves that defunding the police is necessary because, I think defunding the police would have put into some kind of different training to like handle a situation like that. Like this is a whole 13-year-old. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't think a gun drawn should have been the
Let me ask you a
right
question.
thing. You know what I mean? Like I
Let me
think
ask you a question.
like don't y'all have those
Let me
damn
ask you a
guns
question.
that shoot the
Did you
patches?
see the
No,
no? Did you see the video of the? You didn't see the video.
I didn't see the video.
So I'm gonna be realistic with you. I'm gonna be realistic with you.
Mm-hmm.
At the time of the situation, we know he's 13 now.
Okay.
Do you think at 2 o'clock in the morning he was like maybe the adult he wasn't a small 13-year-old? Like you look at him and say, okay, he could.
Yeah, he wasn't small either. He was a big 13-year-old kid.
Somebody who's 5'8",
Facial hair,
5'9".
all of that.
But I know it doesn't. You got to remember, you saying facial hair at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's nighttime, and like I said, like Boo Boo
That
said, like
shouldn't
I'm
be an
telling you, it was
excuse.
the situation basically was. It's not an excuse, but I'm saying to you, we know he's 13 now. It's not like he was driving a getaway car and we didn't know, or he was coming from a school in a day. I'm saying that the circumstances. I'm with Boo Boo on that. With that situation, his family has yet to come into the public. So that clearly lets you know that this 13-year-old was in them streets. Wasn't in the streets, he was in them streets. He was out there doing whatever he was doing. He doesn't deserve to lose his life. But like Boo Boo said, there are things that police officers are trained to do. There are behaviors that are trained to do. And the police officer, he did not know. So if you put yourself, I take myself with a situation like that, I put myself in a situation. How would I react if I had it was my life or your life. Like you have to then think like that. And you don't have there's no training for that. I could put you in 30 scenarios. 30. I can put you in 30 scenarios and you get in a scenario and you're not ready for it. Because a training is to give you a knowledge. With some, they give you knowledge of things. Oh, this is a good idea. This is what you should do. This is what's a possibility. But at a split second decision, your life is in front of your eyes. You got kids to go home to. You got things in your going on. It's not that he thought. Not like the with the girl with the knife. You understand what I'm saying? That was a different scenario. This 13-year-old has a gun. You know that the gun has been shot. You don't know how many bullets he has left in that gun, and you don't know what his intentions are. Because from what my nephew told me, what Don told me, was the police officer thought the kid was going to continue to run the corner. The kid stopped at the gate. He stopped it. The police officer and all the police officer, and you hear in the video, the police officer telling him, drop the gun. Drop the gun. They know he had a gun. There were shootings. That's why they were called. They didn't just roll up on him. This wasn't what do you call what it used to be? The stop and frisk. It wasn't that. There was shooting in the neighborhood. The police were called to that location. So I can't hear you muted.
I said I'm gonna have to watch the video because I don't know. Like I didn't see the video. This is my first time hearing about the incident.
But
But
that's
that's
why it's your
something we
first
could
time.
definitely revisit it. Because
But
I
that's why
don't
it's the
agree
first
with
time
the
because it's
fact that I still do agree with them having some sort of training to handle situations like that. Like saying drop the gun. Okay, so maybe I'm just imaginative because
imaginative
hold on.
because hold on,
The echo.
the echo.
You still hear the echo?
Yeah, every time I talk,
Yeah,
I hear
every time I
myself.
talk, I hear myself.
Oh,
But
like
I
boom,
still do
I
think
still do think
that some sort of training, because again, in my mind, I'm thinking of the police movies that I've seen where incidences to where it's like, there's that standoff where somebody has a gun and it's them and the police officer, and the police officer is giving him encouraging words like, bro, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. You know what I mean?
you know
Like
what I
it's
mean?
some sort of communication, and they're like, oh, how old are you, son? How old are you? Don't you have a family to go home to? I'm thinking, I don't know. I feel as if there should be some sort of communication rather than just drop the gun. Like, because when I hear drop the gun, I'm thinking no. Because at this point, if I drop this gun, there's nothing stopping you from just shooting me. There ain't nobody with no damn camera phone. If I reach for my camera phone, I know get good goddamn well you gonna let off a shot. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I do think there could be some sort of training in that field. Like, I don't know. I definitely think it could be
I
something other
they
than
can
drop the
try.
gun. Other than drop the gun. Like, the hell no, I ain't dropping this damn gun. Like, it's either me or
They,
you. Like, fuck that.
there could be trainings, Christina, but it's just not reality. Like sometimes, and I feel like with the police department, I feel like as minorities, we don't think outside the box. Granted, like I was explaining this to my ICO because he's a police officer, well, he's a sergeant. Um, and we had a conversation, and I said the same thing. I agree with one thing. I do agree with them doing like that liability insurance, like a police officer having to pay insurance, because I feel like, and I'm gonna be realistic with you, everybody could take one situation and say, "Oh, but that was wrong. You shouldn't have did that." But you weren't in that situation. Like you can't tell me how I should have reacted, because I'm not saying that some of these guys are not scary. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they're not. Some of them are scary. But the reality of it is, with no matter how much training you get, you don't know how you. That's just like they say. If you never had a fight, right? You never had a fight in your life. You don't know how you're gonna react until you in the situation for the fight. You can never say to somebody, I can give you all the training in the world. I don't know how I'm gonna react. You know what I mean? I don't know how I'm gonna react if somebody robs me. I don't know if I'm gonna react if somebody rapes me or tries to rape me. I don't know how I'm gonna react. I could say to you, you ain't gonna fucking touch me. Nah, and then freeze up. You can't say how somebody's gonna react in a situation. In this situation. You can give 30 trainings. So I agree with somebody was saying like how doctors have malpractice insurance. They should put that on the police officers and they gotta pay higher premiums based on the situation. And that to me would weed out a lot of bad cops. Because every like that cop that shot that 13-year-old, it would because let me explain something to you. If you have to pay higher insurance, that's just like a car. If I get into 4 car accidents, because I have a problem with jumping the curb, right? I like to jump the curb. I get to 4 car accidents like that. And they send my shit to $1,000 a month. What am I gonna learn from that? One, I don't need to jump the fucking curb. Because ain't nobody trying to pay no $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? That's reality. That's the reality of some shit. Sometimes you have to sit there and say, and that's why I said, because that would get out a lot of bad cops. Because nobody's gonna want to pay. You see the aggressive cops for no reason. Not to say that all cops are, because all cops are not aggressive. I have some friends that are cops. They don't have no problems. So, like I said, it will weed out a lot of bad people because if you have in your folder 13 aggressive cases, 13 people have filed complaints on you for you being overly aggressive. And now with cameras, they got everything. And you have to pay for that. And you got to feed your kids. You're going to figure some shit out. Sit your ass down. My kids
Yeah,
still need to eat.
I hear you,
And
Laura,
that's
but
what I
I
say.
don't.
Because when it's a monetary value,
Hmm.
they don't pay for it. Everybody, you think, okay, let me say something. You think that, okay, oh, if one cop, like the cop, I don't know if you remember, he was in New York. It was during the Black Lives Matter. It was a Spanish cop too. I think he was Spanish, whatever he was. He a bulky cop.
I
He got
remember this
bullied a lot as a
incident you
kid.
bringing
Can't
up.
remember the cop
Yeah,
name. Okay, him. So
yeah,
him. If he had a lot of jackets, a lot of aggressive things like that, right? And then boom, they catch him. You got a family to feed. You do this job for money. We don't do this job for free, right? You don't work for free. I don't work for free. Boo don't work for free. And if your job is going to affect you, if your money is going to be affected, because that's what moves us. Them police officers get paid money. And if that's going to affect them, if that money's going to stop, they're going to be like, shit. Mm. If you get a $2,000 check and $1,000 is coming out for an insurance, it is going to help because now the police department is no more covering them. They're now
so with
paying out based on their problems.
so with that being
I think
said,
it would
Laura,
help.
I don't think raising insurance prices would like I hear what you're saying, but I think that immunity is what's gonna touch them. That police immunity that they got going on, that's gonna be the thing that touch them. Now, if
But
for
that's the thing, it's no
instance,
immunity.
if this situation, because the police immunity is abolished, he would have went to court and 9 times out of 10 won the case. You feel what I'm saying? He would have had to go through trial and would have won, because what y'all are saying is true, considering the circumstances and the situation that has happened, it would have went to trial. And I don't think raising insurance is something that can help a situation like what's going on in America. I think that immunity is what's going to help. I think that immunity is what's going to be that thing to touch them in the ass and say no, no,
But
ma'am,
you
no,
said,
sir.
listen, and this is what it says. There is no immunity
Yes, it is,
against police
Laura.
officers.
Yes, it is,
Now,
Laura.
no,
They
there's,
are
there's no
immune to
legal,
damn near.
it's no contact that says they're immune. No, just because you feel like they're immune doesn't make
No,
them
it's not
legally immune.
Laura. It's not a feeling. That's a fact. Police officers
It's
have
not in their
immunity. There
no.
is listen. Police officers have a what is it? I don't know what it's called. I know it's an immunity agreement that police officers have to where they don't have to stand trial like everybody else. for incidences that happen on their behalf. Yes, there is a such thing, Laura. Laura. Okay. Well, no. I know it's a thing. It might not be what I'm calling it, an immunity thing, but it's called
immunity
something
means
else.
immunity means that you cannot be you could kill, so I could shoot you in your face, and that means that they can't arrest me. That's immunity. That's not the reality. That's what I said. What you're saying is not probably immunity. There's something that they have, and it's not that they're immune, because if they're found, the police department investigates. They have investigations.
They
So if
do
they
shitty
investigate something
investigation
and you've done
that out there.
no. And being somebody who experienced an investigation recently, they're not shitty investigation. The problem with things are this, and like now technology is different. So here's the thing. If I say to you, if I know you robbed the bank, but I can't prove you robbed the bank, how can I convict you of robbing the bank? That's the thing. So the problem is, and this is the problem, that if you have no evidence, this is why I said, and it's not raising an insurance. There's no insurance on police officers. It's like a malpractice insurance. Just like you go to the doctor's office, they have malpractice insurance. So if they hurt you and you prove that they did something to hurt you, they have to pay you, right? It's a lawsuit. You sue, they pay. The insurance company pays, just like a car accident, just like anything. The insurance company pays. And then their malpractice insurance, the rate gets risen. And every time something happens, it goes up. And they pay you, so you sue and you get paid. But things have to be proven. The problem with before and now is that if you turn around, and I know people who've gotten one lawsuit against the police department for abuse. Know a couple of people in the hood that have proven that they were abused. But you have to prove it. And this is what I'm saying. So when you do an investigation, when they do the investigation, they do it. But if they have no evidence, if there's 4 police, like let's suppose there was no video camera about what happened to George Floyd, right? Let's just suppose that nobody videotaped it. How many officers were there? 4, right? There were 4 officers, right? 4 officers. George Floyd is dead, and not one person comes up and says that they is a witness on his behalf. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now I have to investigate that. I'm the investigator. I have to investigate it. I asked the guy who went to jail. What's his name? I don't know their name. This is I asked the guy who went to jail. What was his name?
Chauvin. I think it's David Chauvin or something. It's something
So I asked that
Chauvin.
guy. I asked the guy who had his knee on his neck. I asked him what happened.
Derek Chauvin.
Okay, well I asked the guy who had his knee on his neck, and I said to him, "What happened?" And he tells me, "Well, Officer Arroyo, I was trying to arrest this unruly man. He was bigger than me. He was throwing his body around. He was doing this. He describes this elaborate situation. I am not at the location. I did not see what happened. I am just going based on his story." So I'm like, "Oh, okay. All right. This is crazy. This is a big man, and George Floyd was a big man, and the other guy was not as big. And I'm listening. I'm doing the body mass, and then Officer 2 comes in and says the same exact story that they coached in the car before the police came. Officer 3 does. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody gives the same story. I go and say, okay, let me see if there's videotape of the incident. I go to the store cameras. No store is pointing on the car. I'm talking about no camera information. Because the only reason, like you said, he was convicted was because there was proof of what he did. They could not. There was no way to prove to say he didn't do it because we all watched it. Everybody was like this. We all seen it, but nobody seen it. And a lot of times, 9 out of 10 times, when these police brutality cases happen, or these aggressive stops happen, there's not always evidence. So it's not that there is a shitty investigation. It's that not all the time is the evidence provided. Now, cops wear body cameras because let's talk about NYPD. They have to wear body cameras, right? They have to dock their body
It
camera
is
every day.
shitty investigation because at the end of the day, you have to know as an investigator that they are going to sit here and try and come up with some kind of alibi.
I can know that.
You
Listen, I
have to
can
know
know it.
that
No, but
much.
listen, you can know that. You can know it. But what is gonna prove that you're right? Just because you know it. So if I say, you know what, so now let's put you in a situation. I don't like Boo Boo. I'm an investigator. Boo Boo. Somebody calls and says, Boo pushed me. I say, what's your name? He don't give his name. I say, do you have proof that Boo Boo pushed you? He don't give no information. But I don't like Boo Boo. So I say Boo Boo pushed him. You see what I'm saying? It works both ways. You need evidence to prove. It's no different than if you murder somebody, if you go to jail for something, they need evidence. The same way that the burden of proof falls on the prosecutor to prove that the person is guilty. It doesn't fall on the defense. The defense job is to prove, to just rebuttal everything they're saying, right? So that's no different. The investigation are not shitty. I just feel like the information provided is not always enough. And as minorities, we have that no snitching rule, don't talk, don't tell, or we don't want to get involved because we're fearful that, oh, this police officer is going to come retaliate. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't feel like, I feel like as much as you want to say that to me, it's not a shitty investigation. It's based on what's in front of them. I'm not going to say everybody's perfect because I'll stand by what I say. Everybody's not perfect. There are bad and good in every job. There are some bad police officers, there's some really good police officers. And you don't know who you're gonna get when you get them. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know. So I can't say, but I feel like at the end of the day, with the malpractice insurance, with that insurance thing, you now start hitting them in their pockets. So let's say it don't have to get to a murder for them to realize that something's wrong. Because if your insurance rate is crazy and they decide to drop you, you can't be a police anymore. You better not go to sleep. You understand what I'm saying? Just like an insurance rate. If your insurance is too high and nobody wants to pick you up, you can't drive. So they could do the same thing with them, and then that would, like I said, I feel like that would help wind down a lot of people who do aggressive shit for no reason. A lot of people take their bags to their head.
So defund the police and have them do insurance. Great. Because I'm not giving up on this defunding
Defund.
the
I
police
don't agree with
thing.
defunding the police.
That's just something we
I
agree to
don't think
disagree
defund the
on
police
because
does
them
anything.
motherfuckers need to be defunded ASAP.
But why do they
However,
need to be defunded?
I will commend Maryland because they are the first they were I believe they were the first state to pass the no knock warrant thing. They were also the first ones to pass the new George Floyd act. I'm not sure the details of it, so don't shoot me if I don't. Um, but Maryland seems to be like one of the only ones, and it was a few other states who passed those same laws and stuff. Um, they were also the first ones to get rid of that immunity that I was talking about. Maryland was. So when I find out what it's called, trust and believe I'm a hit you up and let you know what it's called. But Maryland was the first one of the first ones to pass that shit. So we waiting on everybody else to just fall on in line.
Listen, Maryland could do all of that. Where
Mm-hmm.
they at protesting? Why New York got to keep protesting? I'm tired of it.
Listen, again, I think just like I told you the other day, uh girl, they because I think it's because police officers think they need backup. Like police officers do almost anything they could to say they done did some shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like they don't need
What,
New
in New
York
York?
police officers. They're like, why? Like why
When
are what you said?
New York police officers ain't going nowhere. They not. New York police officers ain't doing nothing. We don't want them here. We don't want. Listen, I'm talking about the protesting. Anytime they protest in New York. Why they can't protest in another
Oh
state? That's all
no,
I'm saying.
they are protesting in the other
49
state,
other
and
fucking states.
I thought no, I thought what you
Not
were
as bad as they do in New York.
I guess I was under the impression that because we did have this conversation, and I thought what you said was that people out there that's protesting fuck, I forget where it's at. Where did George Floyd die at? What state was that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I
I don't
forgot
know.
that.
Not
Well,
gonna
that's
lie.
what they're protesting. And what I thought you were saying was like they were the ones calling for New York NYPD to come down and help for assistance. Like that's what I thought you were saying.
No, no,
But
no.
I
They didn't.
mean,
No, no. I
that's
ain't
what I
saying
thought you
shit.
were saying when we was talking. I thought
I'm
you
talking
said,
about why is it that
yeah.
every time something happens,
Mm.
everybody want to come to New York and deal with it. Like I don't have a problem with the protests, the peaceful part. I don't have a problem with them. But like they always put us on high alert for this nonsense. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you why, Laura. New York has a certain privilege. Like you asked, why is it that people come here and protest? At the end of the day, people know that if New York is protesting, because even down to like when I would watch shit on like the TV about New York, like it was always it's always some kind of New York holiday. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was never a festival in Atlanta or something like that. They always air the big ass balloons going down 34th Street. Like it was always a New York thing. And I think New York has a special touch to the media. New York adds a special touch to it. But I think that's why New York is always involved. Like, I think if you want to say something or you want to protest something, start in New York and watch how everybody else follows. Because people have this
I don't agree.
misconception of New York.
I'm tired.
That's fine.
That's the problem. I want them to get their misconception out the door.
Yeah,
That's what I
people
want.
have a misconception about
I'm
New York
tired.
because they ain't never been up here. But child, when you get your ass up here, you see what New York really about, and not just visit. Then you'll see, you'll understand.
You'll be
But
like,
Boy, this is my chair move. Look at this nigga, bro. No, mine, mine. No, my chair.
yeah, he always
My
he is
chair.
so big.
he is getting big. But
So
so yeah. So do y'all
So
think
do y'all think one more
one more question before we move on to other things? But do y'all think the case with George Floyd will I guess be a learning, like a stepping stool or like a learning stool for like other
nope,
states? No?
nope.
Okay. I feel you. I agree.
And the reason I say that, not because of the police departments, but the communities. I feel like people are content with that. The problem is what our problem in society, in our communities, is that we're content with a couple of crumbs. And that's the problem. The problem, like I feel like that when it came to the whole Black Lives Matter, I always felt like that with the movement and all that. You know why I've always felt like that? Because I watch social media and I seen how everybody's like, no, they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't do that. And then eventually it would die down. It'd be like then it died down. Like then it died down. So it was like if we don't stay on top of it, it'll never change. You understand what I'm saying? How you said Maryland did all of this, Maryland put all these laws in effect or whatever. Maryland did all of that. But if Maryland did it and everybody's like, hold up, Maryland did it, so let's try to follow suit. If in your state, because like you said, Maryland did it. So in Maryland, the people in Maryland felt they was need to do it. But if the next state, if in Georgia's like, well, our people really don't care because they good. They ain't mentioning nothing. Nobody's still protesting. Nobody's still putting in, sending letters and doing what they need to do to get the politicians to change the system or doing what they need to do. Then they're like,
But
all
I
right, fuck
don't
it, ain't
think it
nobody
was the
doing it.
people that did
We ain't
that,
got to
Laura.
worry about it.
I don't think it was necessarily the people. I think that came from Congress or something. That came from whatever situation different states got going on. That's where it came from. Like it wasn't a
Listen,
voting, like it wasn't something that the people can vote on. That's what I'm saying.
no, but it is. It's got to be, and it's not. And it
No, it
probably just wasn't
wasn't.
them.
It wasn't
It
because that
probably
was just
just
passed.
wasn't them. Okay, but I'm just because it was just passed doesn't mean that the people couldn't vote on it. I don't know if you pay attention to
Yes,
when
it
we do
does,
election over
Laura. What are
here.
you talking about?
Christina, were you aware in one of the elections that they voted to legalize weed in New York?
Yeah, but I thought weed always been legalized.
No.
In New
you know,
York.
and we voted, and most city employees voted against it. You know why?
I don't. All I know is now
This is my
it's
point. No,
legalized.
it's not legal. No, it's
Yes,
not
it
legalized.
is.
Weed is not
They did
legalized.
legalize it
They did not
in
pass
New York.
they did not pass a law legalizer. No, they did not. They have not yet legalized weed. What they have done
It's
is take away the
decriminalized it.
penalty for being there.
Yeah.
That's the difference. There's a difference. Legalizing it means that everybody can smoke it like a cigarette. You can buy it in the corner store. Decriminalizing means I'm not going to arrest you for having it. I'm still going to give you a ticket. They still, I think, something like that. But you're not being arrested. They shouldn't
Because
change the
that's how
penalty
because that's
on
how New
what they do
York
for that.
do. That's how New York do. They still trying to make a
No, no,
quick
no,
little
but no,
dollar.
no, no, no,
They
no,
still trying to make a quick little dollar. Cause why
no,
is
no,
it
no.
decriminalized but not legal? I don't
Because
get
I
it.
just told you, in this is the point. This is what I'm trying to. Hold on, let me take my camera on. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. You do not pay attention to elections. There was an election. There was a it was one. What year was it? I want to say we're in 2021. I want to say I believe it was in 2000. I mean 2015. I want to say either
Lord,
17 or 18.
I wasn't even living in New York at that time. So it's not that I wasn't
No, you
paying
were. No, no,
attention to the
no, 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 no,
elections.
no. You were in New York
Not in
because I voted.
2015.
No, I'm saying in my head, I made supervisor in 2015. I think it was in
Oh,
18,
I wasn't here then.
2018.
Yes, I was.
I voted, and I know because I voted down the block from where we used to live on Lefferts. What it was that what they did was they put legalizing weed in one of the little, like the little, I want to say, I'm gonna call it a bracket because I don't know exactly what it was called. It was like a
Yeah.
little category. So it was like, if you pick category A, we're gonna legalize weed, do da. But category A to legalize weed, and this is why I said all city employees voted against it. Because in category A, where they wanted to legalize weed, they also wanted to take away our pension. So they could start taking money out of our pension. So when it's time to retire, if there's no money in our pension, it's okay because they were going to use it to fund the state. So we was
So
told, do
you
not
mean
vote
to
for
tell
that
me
one.
they put legalized marijuana and pension in the same thing?
It was a it was a group. It was because it was like Democrats and Republicans. Oh, my folder says it didn't just talk about weed. It had legalizing. We had a few things in it. It was legalizing weed. It was about doing a backdoor, taking out our privileges from the city, so you could backdoor into our pension. So everybody was talking about it. So all the city employees, they would tell them, if you vote for that one to legal, and they were hyping it because they were talking about, oh, they wanted to legalize weed to bring money into the city, to like they bring money into New York State like they do in Jersey. So they put it in that thing. So they had every city employee. They had, I remember, because everybody kept talking. They actually sent us a whole paperwork on it, told us not to vote for that one, but we had to vote for the other one that said we did not agree to
See, and
allow us.
that whole thing right
But
there
that's
is a whole
politics. That's
fucking
the
mess in
politics.
itself. That's a
That's
whole mess in
politicians.
itself. We're not even gonna
But that's
talk
how.
about that, about y'all getting packets influencing y'all's vote and stuff. But we're not gonna talk about that.
No, no, no,
But
no,
what
no.
I
It
will
was
say
talking
is
about
this.
what they was doing. They were gonna do. It was talking about how it affects, because it's no different than the Democrats telling you
Lord, I just
don't
gotta
vote
say,
for the
girl,
Republican.
your lighting is everything. Those lights in there,
Thank you.
that lighting is everything, girl. But okay, because I'm a little confused at what you're saying. Are you saying that we to legalize weed and those other questions about your pension, those were one question, like, or were they their own
No, no, it wasn't a
individual
question.
questions?
It's like
Like,
a package deal.
do you
No, it's a
support
package deal.
legalizing
No, it was like a
marijuana?
package deal.
Yes or no?
No, it wasn't. Do
Lord,
you
you breaking up,
support
boo.
it?
What you said?
It was up. It wasn't that
Boo, you
do
breaking
you
up. You
support
breaking
it?
up so bad.
That's not me. I don't know. My fault. I was
Lord,
having
sis,
perfect
I can't
service.
hear you. I
You hear
can't
me,
hear
boo
you,
boo?
Laura. You breaking up.
It's you, Christina. My service is perfect. I need to put on the charger.
I hear both of y'all.
I hear her too. She said I'm breaking up, but I hear her.
She said I'm breaking up,
My
but I
phone
hear
is
her.
dying.
My phone is dying.
This kid that broke my headphone case. I feel like killing him right now.
Charger.
He lucky it still charges.
Oh, I could imagine.
So look, now it closes,
Oh.
but it leaves it. See how it's open a little bit right here? It don't close all the
Yeah.
way. He lucky it
That's
still
gonna be
charges.
time to beat him. Can you hear me better
Can you
now?
hear me better now?
I can.
I can.
So what I was saying, it was
What
like
were you
a
saying
It was
again?
package
like
deal.
a package
So
deal.
it was like
So it was like
Boo boo,
I don't want to
mute
call
real
it.
quick.
I don't want to call it a law thing, or like a It was just like they had a
Okay.
package, like package A. Package A had a few things that they were going to implement if you chose package A. So it says, it's hard to explain because it wasn't a, it was to lead. It was one of the things in that package. What do they call it? I can't think of the name of it because I know what I'm talking about. It's what they call it when they do it. But it was like it was a package. It was like a few things in it. Let's say there was 10 different things in it. 10 different Oh, she fell down. She came out. Oh, I lost her. She left.
I'm not just leave it to just my headphone case.
She said I keep breaking
You
off,
said I
but I
keep
don't.
breaking
You don't
off,
hear
but
me
I don't.
breaking up, right?
You don't hear me breaking up, right?
Nah, you fine. I hear you fine.
She said she said I'm
Christina
breaking.
always got the problems with her phone.
I know where you.
I know where you.
I know.
I know.
And now she's taking forever to get back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you do got good lighting in your house though, man. That shit is fire. I'm jealous.
Damn. It's the fancy lights they got up there because you could
It's the
direct them
fancy
different
lights they
places.
got up there because you could direct them different places.
I got that.
Can you?
Can
You got
you
a
got
little light like Christina.
Christina.
All I got is that. I ain't fancy.
They fancy.
Fancy.
You can hear me, Christina?
You can hear me, Christina?
You on mute?
Yeah, I can't hear. My bad. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You gotta get a white light
You gotta
instead
get
of
a
the yellow light.
white light instead of the yellow light.
I have one of those too.
I have one of those too.
All right. Well, we've been on this
But
for mad
anyway,
long,
like I
right?
was just,
I want to take the time to say, because before we skip it, you can continue. But I just thought about it. I just remembered. I just want to say rest in peace, my man DMX, and my man Black Rob.
you know who else died?
Those are my
The
mans.
kid who said, no, you know who
Who?
else died?
No,
The
you know who else
autistic kid
died?
that
Who?
be like,
The
autistic kid that be like,
autistic kid
these
that be like,
nuts.
these nuts.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't die.
Yeah, he did.
I just saw a clip. Yeah, Melvin the Great. I just saw a clip with him that he was in Cali. I mean, he was doing bad. Like the nigga was
They said he
homeless and
died on
shit. But
somebody's stoop. He was homeless. They said he's homeless because he died on somebody's. He died in the street. Today or yesterday.
that ass,
This morning.
that's fucked up too.
Seen it this morning.
That's fucked up too. Cause mad people sat there and
They
mad
said that
people
his
seen him wanted to take.
his manager robbed him and everything.
That's
They said they preyed on the fact that he was
beast.
autistic, so they used that to stick all his money. It didn't fucked up.
That's beast. That's fucked up.
And they said he died in the
And
streets. They said he was homeless. He died in the street on somebody's stoop.
I can't
and the shit
hear
is
a
that mad
goddamn
people seen him and mad people wanted to take a picture with him. They want to record and all that. Like it was one clip that the dude sat there he came up to him and he was like, "Oh, don't take no videos of me." And he was like, "Come here, like, what's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Oh, I was scared because I thought you was trying to hurt me." And he was like, "No, I'm not trying to hurt you, nigga. Like, relax. I'm not like that." And he's like, "Oh, cause people try to hurt me, and man, that's bad."
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that-
got.
yeah, I
Yeah,
had-
let me check it.
Let me check this.
What? What you want to read? No, no, leave it. Yeah, you did it. Go watch your cartoon now. Leave me alone. Watch your cartoon.
Let me give you Melvin the Grape.
Yeah, we did it. That's messed up, man. Melvin the Grape. Everybody was on that wave. These nuts.
Got him.
Got you.
Yeah.
And I see mad clips. Like there was one clip, these girls was trying to fight him and all that, and they separated it. Then there was another clip that he was walking down. He was walking down a strip, and people wanted to stop and take pictures with him, and he stopped and took pictures with them and shit. And then the last clip I seen was when dude was like, "Oh, come here, take a picture, like, give me a hug." Like nigga was like, "Yo, I want a hug." Like, "What's up?" Like, and he's like, "Oh, I was scared because I thought you was gonna try to hurt me." And he was like, "No, I'm not like that. Like, I'm not trying to hurt you or nothing." And then
That's
kind
so.
of hear that that he died. That's fucked up.
I had no idea. Situation. I'm not gonna lie. And say I wasn't.
Mm.
I know he had people touch a lot of people. His death just didn't do up.
No,
So,
no, it don't do a lot to anybody. It's just, it's a fucked up situation. That's all it is.
it is a very fucked up situation. Like I heard what was being and started doing it.
Yeah.
Kind of the reason why he ended up.
Mm.
So
Well, he lived. Well, I hope he lived his life. I hope he lived his life great. And he had fun with
yeah,
it.
same. I,
You okay?
so
Oh, Laura backed out. Laura just backed out. I don't know where she at. Yo, stop pulling my wire, bro.
I think he said something about coming back in a minute.
Oops, nothing. Stop pulling my wire. You know what you're doing. Oh, man.
I'm gonna message her real quick.
Daddy,
Daddy. What?
my butt.
No. What?
My butt.
No.
My butt.
No.
My butt.
Get away from me.
My butt.
No.
My butt.
So
It's my back.
My butt.
what you think about this Drake?
My butt.
Jake Paul?
Yeah.
I'll be entertained when he fights a fighter. When he fights a fighter, even a retired fighter, when he fights a fighter, then I sit there and say, okay, that nigga got skills. But as of right now, he's just a little above average. That's it.
Okay. I can respect that.
I mean, who he fought? He fought Nate Robinson. All right. And then he fought Ben Askren. Right? Askren, I think his name was. Ben Askren. It's like,
Affleck.
okay. Huh?
I said
Ben
Affleck.
Affleck?
Yeah. I don't believe him.
But you fought two people that is like, okay, cool. Like, who did you really fight? Like, you ain't fight nobody.
I I I can agree to that.
I mean, big ups to him. He's getting his easy money, and he
Thanks for
making it work the way he wants to.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think that should be a professional record because I feel like you should have your professional record should be when you're up against professional people.
Not even
But
professional record, but it shouldn't even be in
yeah,
like I knew about the fight and on Snapchat they promote this guy's the that that
yeah,
like I feel like sometimes like social media will troll for him, because he does have like that social media background and he did start off on a platform in the beginning. I just think social media got to stop trolling because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know. If you ask me, based off of what I'm seeing on social media and stuff, I'm thinking in my mind like, oh, he just knocking niggas out. You feel what I'm saying? Like left and right. However, like you said, they're not even professional fighters. So it's like I feel as if social media can troll for him. They
Who?
can definitely troll for him.
Well, I checked it, and
yeah,
his name Welvin. I thought his name
yeah.
was Melvin. He
Melvin,
said he's not dead. Welvin.
Welvin, the great, yeah.
Yeah. He said he wasn't dead. Somebody did a
Oh,
video and
he's
said he
not there.
wasn't dead. Yeah. He said he doesn't want people saying he's
Oh,
dead. So I guess somebody seen him sleeping out.
yeah. Oh, I probably saw him knocked out and said, "Oh, this nigga Welvin, the great dead."
Yeah, because he homeless. But then the lady that was with him, she looked dressed. Well, he ain't
Yeah.
look too dressed.
Give me the controller.
So
This kid is on one right now.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna fix the
cover
TV.
at least for things. The J&J vaccine, the Johnson.
I plead the fifth.
you
I
saw
cannot
you saw you
enter
saw
in.
how I scratched my head. I had the one finger scratched.
That
Not the cancer vaccine.
For those of you who don't know, Johnson had to put a pause on their shipments and stuff due to the fact that 6 cases with 6 people who took the vaccine came up having random blood clots. So my question to y'all is, does these 6 people have an effect on y'all getting the vaccine, or
No.
are you just like 2 kids in a bucket? Like how do you feel about that?
what has me get, what affects what it is with me is, yo, I'm gonna kill this nigga. This nigga just unplugged my charger. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be have one less kid by the next month, man. What makes me skeptical with the whole shit, man, is this: the coronavirus itself has a different effect on everybody. Now, not everybody has the same effect, from the coronavirus. It doesn't hit everybody the same way like the flu and all that. So, in order for them to give us a vaccine for our body to fight against this virus, they have to give us a partial dead virus of it. You don't know how that's gonna hit us. One person could take it and say, it's nothing, it just hurts my arm. And another person could have asthma for the rest of their life off of that one little dead virus. I think, they figured something out to they figured out a way to make it work. They made it work. I feel like they can do it better. I feel like they're trying to do it better. And I'm gonna just wait until, it is better to even think about taking that test. You know what? You want to put a vaccine passport where I can't go to the movie theaters, I can't go to see live sports and all that. You know what? I'd rather be home anyways. Fuck it. Like,
Want to add to that real quick? I just want to add to that real quick because Yang, vote for Gang, whatever his name is. That's what he wants to push as mayor of 2022, mayor of New York. That's what he wants to push. That whole, you have to have some sort of identification in order for you to enter into the movie theaters that you took the vaccine. That's what he wants. So I just thought I should throw that out there.
So I'm gonna start with how I feel about the poison.
And I respect that. I respect that to a certain extent, because you know what? At the end of the day, like there's people out there that's non-vaxxers that don't want to take vaccines at all, and then there's people out there that is going to jump all the lines to take the vaccine as soon as they can. But I feel like you shouldn't stop all of society because one part of society wants to take the vaccine and the other part doesn't want to. Like, put it so that there's a way so that, look at movie theaters. All right, put a showtime that the first showing in a movie theater is for vaccinated people only, and the next showing is for non-vaxxers.
You understand?
That's what it sounds like, but this is segregation by choice. This is by choice.
First, let me start by saying that vaccine, let's do some math. A lot, like they said, COVID was always here. That vaccine, they came up with that shit completely too fast. We have had some shit that they can't cure our whole lives. And if you've seen the video, and if you need me to send it to your Instagram, I will see it. Where that guy, who's the little medical dude that took all that shit that we supposed to be following?
Dr. Fauci.
Oh yeah, Fauci. They asked this mother. They said, does the vaccine prevent against COVID-19? And he said no. And then it was like no. And he's like no. He said it prevents. No, he didn't say no. He said it prevents against other infections. If we out here fighting for the vaccine, I will send y'all the Instagram link because my husband wife sent it to me, and I watched it. I said, hold on, why do he keep saying no? Every question they asked about the vaccine, he was like, no, it does this. It's supposed to be with the first shot. 85%. They was like, if you got vaccinated, why do you still have to wear a mask? Because we all need to be protected. But if I'm vaccinated, why do I have to wear a mask? If Christina chooses not to get vaccinated, it's a choice. Let that bitch wear the mask, right? If I'm vaccinated, but no. I will send you the link. That man said all this stuff.
Because you can still get the virus.
And the shit is that you can still get it in a deadly form. They cannot tell you. First of all, the shit keeps evolving. Because after we had COVID-19, I swear they had COVID 2021. Because when there was a new COVID and they were saying there was something wrong and it had mutated and all that stuff. Listen, you cannot prevent for that. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, and like being somebody who experienced the COVID, and you see the 3 people and daddy that went through it, everybody's situation is different. I know people that got I have a girl. She's on my Instagram. We used to work together. She's a correctional officer now, or I think she is. She got vaccinated, and she was in the hospital on a respirator after the first shot. You cannot say to people that this vaccine is for. It's not. I know people who got vaccinated, and everybody who got the second shot, they get sick. They're out for 3 days. You can get the flu shot and get the same fucking protection. Because I took the flu shot last year. Dawn is my witness. Dawn lived in a house with all 3 of us. Dawn never caught COVID, but Dawn was the only one that had a flu shot. Well, I can't take the flu shot and get the same protection. We know the flu shot exists. We know what the fuck that is. I'm not taking that. And then Johnson & Johnson. Why would anybody want to take them? They fucked up baby powder. Baby powder give you cancer. Why the fuck are we fucking with Johnson & Johnson?
Right, because Johnson & Johnson
they clearly can't get baby powder. Yeah. They can't baby powder right. They fuck out of here. How many of us been using baby powder all our lives?
Yeah.
Go ahead
I
with all
thought it
that.
was interesting that whole Johnson causing cancer shit too. That was funny. But to give y'all a little fact on the incident, so those 6 people who got blood clots, they were all
Mhm.
women. How do y'all feel about that? Women
Well,
between
COVID
the
gives you blood
ages of
clots.
18 and 49.
COVID is
But I told you
sexist.
COVID gives COVID in general though, because remember I suffer from blood clots now, and as per the doctor, being on birth control and having COVID, the whirlwind is why I suffer from blood clots, and I'm only 38.
Yeah.
So, and I had
They,
actual COVID, so that's a showing you. Johnson Johnson
See,
was
and that's
injecting
another
COVID.
thing. That's another thing. They haven't worked out the kinks on this vaccine hitting with everything else. That's just
Yep.
you on birth control. Imagine people that gotta, that they got heart problems and all this other shit, mental problems and shit like that.
They
That they
put them
got
off the
medicine that they
respirator.
gotta take on a regular. You don't know how that shit gonna hit.
Yep. After being in the hospital with COVID, they told me not to take aspirin, not to take ibuprofen. I can only take Tylenol. Something I never took. I used to always take like Excedrin, shit like that for a headache or whatever. They recommend that you do not take those things. They recommend you only take Tylenol. And that was something I found very interesting because with COVID, when they recommended it, they kept recommending you buy Tylenol. It was never like take something for the fever, something to break a fever. Because normally you go to the doctor, they don't always they recommend Tylenol for babies. They don't always recommend Tylenol. They always say take something to reduce the fever, take something to reduce the pain. Like they always tell you take a pain, something. But they always, but in with COVID, they mentioned it was like Tylenol, and they always kept telling you Tylenol. Like it wasn't like they ever said, "Oh, you could take." Like I was like, I could take Excedrin. They was like, "No, Tylenol." I was like, well, I normally take Excedrin for back body pains and aches, and they was like, "No, it had to be Tylenol." So I found that very interesting too with COVID. Like, why did it have to be Tylenol? You know what I mean? But those are things that you think about.
All
So
I know is I'm not becoming a zombie. So
no, I'm taking it. Listen, I feel bad. Listen, they asked me today because now at my job they're allowing you to take people that want like I'm allowed to take my immediate. They say immediate family. They say immediate family, but people are going there with everybody and their mama, their neighbors and shit like that. But they
yeah.
say I can take my immediate family. So I like that, and I see all these people taking all their family members, and I'm saying to myself, if you took it and you didn't have a good reaction, why are you taking the rest of them? Notice none of the kids can take it. Why?
Mm.
That's one of the first things they give out. They're gonna kill all the adults and keep the
Enslave
babies
all the
home.
kids.
That's what they're doing. I'm telling you,
That's
that's
what
what
they're
they're
gonna
doing.
do.
That's facts what they're doing. So
Christina said her connection was acting up.
always, yeah, I know I'm supposed to be in here cleaning this mess
She need to
for
get
when
better
Joey
Wi-Fi.
come
That's
over.
what she need to do. I'm gonna ask her if she getting back
Sprint
in.
has a tracking app that I put on Dawn's phone.
That what?
A tracking app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put on Dawn's phone. So I could track
Oh,
her.
word? What he
Right?
been doing?
No. I could track
He
where
been in a
he's at.
strip
Like if he
club?
leave, like but not. She said, nah, she's not getting back in. But let me tell you something. The shit lets him know when I'm in the areas. It asks you what's a safety zone, right? So if I was trying to find up on him, it let me know. Like if I was trying to catch him in the house, it lets him know when my phone gets over here. So the minute me and my phone get this way, it sends a notification to me and him that says I'm in the area. This boy called me yesterday. Did you know, is everything okay? I was like, yeah, why? He was like, I got a notification said you were home at 4:26. But you didn't come upstairs yet. I need people babysitting me. I'm going. That's one, dog. I don't know if I like this app. I got to keep it
it backfired on you.
I'm gonna find out how I can hide my location. He ain't got no my business. She said she not getting back in. So you know she not.
Son. But here, watch your show, bro. This nigga's on one. He keeps on pulling my wire.
Beat him.
I'm about to with the wire. Nah, he about to go to sleep in a little bit.
What other one?
Daddy.
The other one in the living room was on. What?
I went to don't you run away.
All right, so go. The other one.
When you
Bible.
When you get Jaden?
When you finish your school?
Oh, when he done?
June.
Okay.
About a month and a week or something like that.
He really just bothering you. He just wants your attention.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at myself. I got mad gray hairs. Like people was like, "Oh, you got gray hairs." I'm like, "Yeah, I know," but I didn't know I had this much gray hair. Like, somebody just like, look at this shit. I got mad gray hair. Look at this shit.
You used to be a spring
That's
chicken.
crazy.
Spring chicken.
I had to sit there and go just for men. That's crazy. I didn't know I had that much gray hair. See, I know about this, the patch right there.
Yeah, I got the patch here.
This side I don't got that much on this side. But this side right here.
I think the patch just come in some of our family. Because Mercy have the same patch. My patch is
yeah.
They would just come. And then all the other gray hairs come after that.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. We gotta get back on schedule with this.
Yes,
it's been a while. And I've been looking up how to do reaction videos.
Oh, you figured it out?
So that we could start doing that. Start watching shit and having reactions to it.
Get that 2 hour shit you seen so people can watch the studio.
That what?
The 2 hour video you seen with that guy.
What guy?
The one that did about the 13 where they got shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, send that to Christina so she can watch the video.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna look him up. Yeah, I'm gonna look to see if I find him again. Hi, I'm gonna look to see if I find him again because he breaks it down. I think he used to be a cop. I think he used to be a cop.
I think that was the one. I think he's one of your mother's followers.
Mm.
That I started following because I seen him saying something similar. And I was like,
I'm gonna look into it. Damn, that is mad gray hair. That is crazy.
Yeah. Oh. Not 21 again.
I know.
What you planning for your birthday this year?
I'm going for my 30th. I'm going to Vegas. I already spoke to someone and I told her. I said I'm going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas. There's $10,000 that's going in my pocket. We not counting on that. We going out there with 20 grand. The 10,000 for the hotel, car rental, cool, whatever. But I told her I'm showing out. Like the hotel, we're not getting a regular room. Like we going high fancy. Car rental, we're not getting a regular.
It's cheap.
We're not getting a regular standard. I'm getting a drop top. Something getting dropped. The top getting dropped. I said, and the other 10 grand that's in my pocket, don't count on that. That's just money. That money's lost. Okay? We don't even got that. She said, why? I said, because I'm spending money on everything. I am wilding out. For my 30th,
what do you want to do?
Nah, I just want to go in.
Because I feel like if you stay on the strip, you don't need to drive. Because I feel
Nah.
like for your birthday you should be drunk.
drunk.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you don't need a
Definitely.
car.
I'm
Why
gonna
you
be
regular
chopped.
drunk
But
car? You just take a picture of
but
somebody's
there's
car.
a there's mad things that's off of the strip that you could do. You understand? Like there's diners and shit like that, like whatever. But I'm talking about like I want to go to the club VIP section. I'm the only one. Like I want to wild out, like like I'm talking about bog the fuck out, like shit that you'll sit there and on a regular vacation you be like, nah, that's doing too much. That's what I'm doing. That's why I told her like we not getting a regular hotel room. Regular hotel room doesn't matter to us. We always did it. You understand? This one I want to wild out. I want to go to. We going to the Marriott. We going to the top floor. We get in the big room. The shit costs what? The shit costs what? 300 a night. Cool. I'm out here for 7 nights.
You
Yeah, here goes
busted.
you 300 a night. I'm doing it. We always get car rentals. We always get the standard, or we always get the minivan and all that. All right, cool. That was before. Now we're not doing that. Nah, drop top, push button, the top comes off. Yeah, and if it don't, I'ma chop the shit off myself. Like it's coming off. Okay. We usually go to the club, and no, I'm calling them. I'm calling them before I get there. I'm setting up an appointment, VIP section, mine, from this date to this date. How much? There you go. Thank you. I'm not playing. It's for my 30th. Relax. And I'm bringing everybody. I'm talking about. I'm bringing there Jason, you,
Oh,
Joey,
we gonna get lit.
Marcus. We are going. I'm trying to have what is it? The Hangover, where the nigga
Yo,
woke up and said, "What the fuck happened?" That's what I want. I want to wake up. I'm telling you, I want to wake up with my pants on a dog, sitting there sleeping on the couch with my like I want to like that type of night that you be like
fucking with Jay is though. Any night fucking with Jay is you can get there.
uh and that's how we
Every day.
gonna get.
Oh
That's how we
man.
gonna get.
Remind me to not take no videos.
Hopefully
I
my
need my
cousin be home by then, so he could come.
which cousin?
Pappy,
Oh,
relax, and then hit up Thor. Thor come with me. I'm trying to have a wild night. Yo, let go of my wire.
you on one.
'Cause
That seems like that's gonna be fun. I'm with it. I'm with all this shit. I make sure that I ain't driving though. As long as I ain't gotta drive, I don't care.
nope. I'm gonna find a designated driver. I'm gonna find somebody that that don't drink, which will probably be Thor, cause Thor don't drink like that.
Mm, okay.
It probably be Thor. Thor don't drink.
You gonna need a minivan with them people. So we need a drop top minivan. You want to
Uh-huh.
stick the party
I'm trying to
buses.
sit.
Rent a party bus.
Nah, well, I could probably a party bus. I don't know. I'm gonna see.
Cause you think
But I
about it,
know
you talking
I
about
want
all
to
the
be in a drop
Mexicans.
top. I don't even want to be driving a drop top. I want to sit in the back seat,
So your hair can flow
my
down.
feet on the seat while my ass is on the trunk, with a bottle of rosé in one hand, a bottle of Henny in the other, blasting my favorite song.
As long as it's DMX, I'm with it.
So it's time to relax because it's almost time to go to sleep. Enough playing. Enough playing. Enough playing. Enough playing. Enough playing. I'm talking to you. You just He got this bad habit that when he get reprimanded, he scream like he get beat or something.
They all do that.
You don't even
That's
have to
how
put
Junior do in the shower. Put his ass in the
that
shower.
shit.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. Like this nigga, you don't even have to put your hands on him. You be like, yo, shut up, and you be like, ah! I'll be ready to kill this nigga. Like,
And they ain't never what you call it. You know nobody
huh?
knock on your door.
Nah. Did nobody?
You know now they got a lot of cameras everywhere now.
He pushed. All right, he's playing with you. See, that's why I tell you stop playing because you don't want to play now.
You about to put them to bed, and I'm about to start cleaning up this room because I gotta pack.
Yeah, I'm about to put them to sleep. Shut up. All right, cuz I'll talk to you later. Let me end this.
All right. Laters. Bye. Love.
Deuces.